What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Barber's Eye channel, man. I thank you for tuning in. So let's talk about real quick, how hard should you go when you decide to be a barber or hairstylist, whatever you want to call yourself. Me, I got into cosmetology first, and then I finished my barber education second. So I did it because my mentor at the time told me to do both. And he said, because you don't want to just do one. Because if you're in this industry for a long periods of time, long years, at least you'll be able to know everything, you know what I mean? And you're gonna cut men and women's hair anyways, so why not have both sides of the knowledge, you know what I mean? So I took his advice and I ran with it, got both my license, and it's good. So let's talk about how hard should you go? That's the question. Should you do it part-time? Should you do it full-time? Should you do it whenever you can? Like, where is it? Where is it gonna be for you, okay? And I had to make a decision. At the time, at 20, when I said I'm gonna get into the barber industry, I was working at a job. It was a decent job. It was at this truck company where I was delivering uniforms. I was getting paid every week. I was getting paid a decent wage at the time of the year, 2006. And I mean, I was young, you know what I mean? It was going okay. And so then when I decided to jump and make the full plunge, I went back to my employer and I asked him, can I work part-time? And I asked him to work part-time so I can go to school and I could work for them. But unfortunately, they told me that there's no way they can do that because they need me full-time. So in my mind, I had to make a decision. I said, you know what? That's cool. I understand, but I had to jump ship, because if it was for me, it was like that was it. I made a decision and I'm gonna go. I didn't wait. I didn't tippy toe it. I just really just jumped all in and just made sure I made it happen. So it wasn't easy. You know, it was a decision I had to think about. It was something that I had to think about for a couple weeks, and it really hit me. You know what I mean? Well, tell you the truth, it took about a week for me to make a decision, to decide, but it took me like a while to really think about it, to where it, like, if I'm gonna do this for a lifetime, you know what I mean? But in my way of thinking, if I dedicate, I go in, I'm all in, and I make a move. I'm not saying that's what you got to do, but at some point in your career, you're gonna have to go full time. And that particular situation happened to me with jumping into a full-time barber career 2 times. That was the first one, dedicating myself to school, and then the second one was the time that I was in the middle of a job situation, and I was having my first kid on the way, and I had to make a decision. Either I was gonna go all in or I was gonna wait till later, and I didn't want to get comfortable at the job. That's a decision I really sat on for a couple weeks, because, you know, and I'll tell you that on a different story another time. And those profound moments that you have in your life where you're gonna make a life decision, because your career is your life decision. You know, it's an important thing that you're gonna have to decide to do. So that was an important time for me, you know, those 2 times. So for you, ask yourself this, you know, if you're young, you ain't got no bills, you ain't got no house, you ain't got no car, you don't have to pay for nothing crazy, or you're staying at your parents or family, wherever you're staying at, and you don't have too much to worry about, then you're solid. Then make a commitment, do it for about a year or 2, and then you're gonna be okay. Then you can start working on your career, you know, get the school thing out of the way. But if you're in a place where you have a family, maybe you have an apartment, maybe you're paying rent, maybe you have a mortgage, whatever you got going on, it's gonna be a little tricky, but it's doable. You can still make it happen. Remember, if you want it, you can do it. You just have to make it happen. That's the key, okay? So you gotta ask yourself, you know, how bad do you want it? You know, what are you gonna do? What decisions are you gonna make to craft your life around this career? You know what I mean? And make it happen. You could come up with so many excuses why not, but trust me, the more you make excuses, the more you're gonna sit there and think about it, you're gonna waste a lot of time. And me in particular, I hate wasting time, money, and energy. There are three things that I hate wasting, okay? And when people waste those 3 things, it don't have to be in order, but when they waste those 3 things for me, I typically don't really go back to the same people or to the same situation, you know what I mean? And that's just my philosophy of how I work and how I produce things in my life. But like I said, you know, when you take it seriously, when you go all in. I'll tell you a quick situation. One time I was at the gym. I was at this gym trying to sign up for 24-hour fitness for about a week just to use the sauna, because I wanted to use the sauna for a week, and someone told me to do that. So I was like, that's a good idea. So I was signing the paperwork, or the little slip, and the guy said, one of the guys that worked there, he seen my tattoos on my hand, and he goes, "Oh, you're a barber?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I cut hair. You know, I'm a barber." And he goes, "Oh, I cut hair in the garage." I said, "Oh, that's cool, man. Good. That's what's up." I said, "You know, are you going to school and this and that?" He goes, "Oh, I just do it on the side. Not really going to school." But he said, he asked me this question, and he goes, "When did you take it serious that you were gonna be a barber?" And I didn't really think twice about what he asked me. I just replied to his answer, and I think this came off kind of rude to him because it was so blunt and so just straight up. I said, the second I said I'm gonna be a barber, I'm gonna go to school. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, when I take it serious? The second I said I'm gonna do it, that's when I took it serious. You know what I mean? And having that mentality, I think it helped me, because I was like just laser focused on cutting and grinding and producing. You know what I mean? And mind you, within those times of me going to school and building my craft, I did work. I worked, and I made money different ways, and I kept living my life, but I still kept my craft on number one, because I had to create. You know what I mean? And I didn't know this was creating at the moment, but you know, now that I'm like, you know, older, and I see what my past was looking like, I was creating and I did not know it. You know what I mean? So you can do the same for yourself. You can create, meaning that you could go to work a part-time job, you could cut hair, and you could do it every single day. But you have to have this on your mind though. When you want something that bad, you have to think about it every day. Like cutting hair for me, even when I was at those other jobs, I wanted to cut, and I was watching videos. At the time, we didn't have YouTube at the time, I think. I was watching videos. I was just grinding, man. I was grinding on that know-how. You know what I mean? I was grinding on that knowledge. And you know, to me, that's what type of mindset you have to have. Because if you have the mindset of maybe, if, we'll see, let me think about it, you're indecisive, you're never gonna make a commitment. And when you don't make a commitment to what you really want to do, or you're thinking about doing something, you're never gonna create it. You're never gonna make it happen. So that's just something to think about for you guys that are on that bridge of like, I don't know where I want to do, what I want to do. I want to cross it. Do I want to jump? Do I want to swing from the ropes? What you want to do? Cross the bridge. Make a decision. Make it happen. You know what I mean? And I can guarantee you, you know, I don't know when, because I don't know, you know, I don't have the answers on time, but I could tell you this, that at some point when you're working on yourself, working on your craft, it all comes together. You know what I mean? Even those days when you feel like nothing's happening, things are happening because you're putting effort into what you want to do. Okay, so that's what my answer is to what should you do, what should you start with, how you want to do your thing. And so start with that, you guys. Hopefully, you know, when you do come up with when a time that you want to commit, you just go all in and you make it happen. And trust me, man, you're gonna be happy, and you will find your purpose within the time. No one is some people may be blessed to find their purpose when they're born, or a couple years after they're born when they're kids. But sometimes it takes time. Like myself, it took some time for me to figure out what I truly want to do, and this is what I love to do. It has become a passion. But like I said, I have time and energy to do other things, other projects, and other things I'm looking at. So keep in mind, that's something to think about too, you guys, while you're creating your situation. So yeah, I hope this video helps you guys. I hope it makes you think. I hope it puts some type of seed in your head about how you want to go about doing your thing, and do it. Don't waste time. Don't waste energy, and don't waste money. Okay, you guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.